This is the Cyrex Academy, and I'm Robin Puglia, the VP of Education for UK, Europe and Ireland. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the 4 pillars of excellence, which are the bedrock on which all of our patented panels stand. They are a large part of why Cyrex Labs are the leaders in the field of autoimmune investigation. Each practitioner must be 100% confident that each test they run on each person they see is as accurate and as reproducible as possible. This is of fundamental importance to Cyrex, and so they have implemented 4 standards of practice in order to consistently be providing the results that drive the best for the practitioner and the patient. The 4 pillars of excellence are antigen purification, optimized antigen concentration, antigen-specific validation, and parallel testing. Without purity of antigens, you cannot have accurate results. You may achieve false positives and false negatives. A test is only as good as the purity of its antigen. Cyrex uses advanced extraction and purifying techniques to remove all unwanted ancillary antigens from the panels. These include fungi, bacteria, pesticides, and insects, and leaves behind for testing only the food protein, which is the component of the food that challenges the immune system. In this image, you see unpurified antigen. It is standard practice to use whole food, either in food form or in powdered form, which is not purified down to the protein only. Here you see a standard corn antigen with the positive results shown in a darker yellow. However, you can clearly see that there are some strong positives and some are more unclear. Some are only positive in one of the side-by-side wells, but it's not ultimately that obvious when this occurs. This is not acceptable for practitioner confidence in the results that they are receiving. By comparison, this is Cyrex's purified corn antigen, and it is visually obvious how clear and unquestionable these results are. There is no background noise to cloud the result report. Antigen purity ensures greater sensitivity, greater specificity, and greater reproducibility of our tests at Cyrex. And it also helps us with one of our other pillars, which is identifying when a test needs to be rerun in order that an accurate result can be determined and reported. You can see here that all of the antigens are tested side by side, and the test needs to have 2 positives or 2 negatives in order to be reported accurately. In this instance, we have one that has a positive and a negative, and this is very easily and immediately identified in order that this test could be rerun and reported accurately to the patient. We are the only lab that communicates the results to the doctor and to the patient only after it has been quality controlled in this way. We do not simply process a test and send the results automatically. The only lab that does side-by-side testing. So each ELISA plate contains 96 wells, but they only do 42 patients per plate. This provides a 20% difference in the margin of error. Okay, our next pillar is antigen optimization and concentration. So without optimizing antigen concentration, you may actually get a lot of false negatives. Optimized antigen concentration for coating the plate is a crucial step for achieving reproducible and reliable results. Rather than putting equal volume of each food on the plate, Cyrex analyzes the protein content of each food and optimizes the right amount for testing for each food. Food for food reactivity testing is often purchased per weight and is tested equally by weight. So 100 grams of apple and 100 grams of almond would be tested, but each food has a different amount of food protein per weight. And since the protein is the target of immune reactivity, the amount used in testing needs to be comparable. Therefore, for accurate results, a larger quantity of apple is required than almond, because an apple has so much less protein per 100 grams than almonds do, and so forth. Uh, then we have antigen-specific validation. So this is a painstaking process of validating each single antigen one by one. It takes years of research and development to validate each antigen. For example, Cyrex RA10, which looks at 180 foods, takes 2 to 3 years to completely assess and validate each antigen against only itself. Milk proteins should be assessed only against milk antigens, for example, to determine what a positive result is and what a negative result is and how it should be assessed and reported. Corn should only be assessed against corn, and so on and so forth. And this has to be done for each food, for each antigen. We believe that Cyrex is the only lab that has validated each single antigen instead of using groups of antigens such as grains or legumes, or comparing all of the antigens against a single antigen for determination of positive and negative ranges. This was a practice that was established in the mid-80s when this technology was new, and grouping or generalizing reporting decreases sensitivity and specificity. Each food or each chemical or each tissue has been through its own verification process. Gluten is only compared to gliadin. Chicken is only compared to chicken. Is the antigenicity of apples the same as the antigenicity of barley? No, it isn't, and it shouldn't be assessed in this way. So the validation against each food antigen only against its own standard curve is the best way to get accurate results and to report negative or positive test results. And at Cyrex, we always strive for the best. Lastly, parallel testing and duplicate testing of each specimen. Standard quality control involves rerunning a small number of patient samples a second time. Let's call that 10%. At Cyrex, we run each sample in duplicate for each patient. If there is any discrepancy, then that sample is isolated and it is rerun in quadruplicates. Results are only reported after a reproducible and accurate result has been verified. Cyrex requires that every patient specimen, not just a randomly selected few, be run side by side in duplicate in this way. Results are verified only after Cyrex has verified correlation between the two wells. Each patient specimen matters. Every person deserves quality control, not just a randomly selected few. We understand what is riding on these test results for you, the practitioner, and for the patients whom you are taking care of. Accurate, reproducible results create trust between the patient and the clinician. They inform specific, personalized interventions, and we are standing behind you, the clinician, as you help to change the lives of your patients. And so it is of fundamental importance to us that you have complete trust in the accuracy and reproducibility of the results that we're providing to you. We are the only lab that communicates the results to you only after it's been quality controlled to the extent that we do it. We are the only lab that does side-by-side testing for each patient. Again, we know exactly what is riding on these test results, and we are standing here with you, working with you to provide the best test results for you as a practitioner so that you can do the best with your patients. We are here to support you in your mission.